How to Be Successful, with or Without a College Degree. Written by Derek Collins. Narrated by Gabriel Patillo. Acknowledgements. I would like to dedicate this book to my mother and father. I am the man I am today because of your love, guidance, and wisdom. I thank you both for instilling values, principles, and love into my life. I am truly grateful. About the author. Like many others, Derek struggled with insecurities and fear. After his last bout with unemployment, he stumbled upon some information that laid the groundwork for his entrepreneurial success. Within a short time, he hired a staff and opened multiple outpatient locations, counseling those struggling with substance abuse, anger management, and personal development. Derek obtained his master's degree in education from Central Michigan University and his bachelor's degree in psychology from Clark Atlanta University. He also holds numerous other certifications. He wrote this book to inspire others to believe in themselves and achieve success. The warm-up. Success means different things to different people. It is the achievement of something desired, planned, or attempted. For instance, if your goal is to be a magician and you attain that goal, you are successful. If your goal is to be a mother and you attain that goal, you are successful. If your goal is to become a millionaire and you achieve that goal, you are successful. You define what success means to you. No one knows you better than you know yourself. Success is not defined by financial status. Success is the result of inner joy and personal fulfillment. Many people are influenced by unfulfilling societal, familial, or professional pressures. Your dream is special and does not need to be redirected by others. Find your purpose and live for it. While listening to this book, I want you to consider chasing happiness, because after you chase happiness, everything else will come. I am going to be your big brother in this journey and give you the straight talk that you deserve. There will be no sugarcoating or fluff, just real tools and strategies that will help you improve and take your life to the next level. This is your winning game plan that will put you in a position to succeed. All you have to do is follow it. If you choose to do the key things described in this book on a daily basis, you will do well and be successful. The operative word is do. If you choose not to do the things to accomplish your dreams, then that is your butt, not mine. I cannot make you do anything. I can only provide you with the information that will help you live life with a smile on your face. The choice is yours. If you are ready, let's move forward, because you deserve to be successful. Life should serve you. Life can be hard and challenging for many, but this does not have to apply to you. Conquering life is achievable if you can control your emotions and do not allow the challenges of daily living to diminish your spirit. You have the ability to create your future and bring happiness into your life. Happiness is achieved by fulfilling your life's purpose and accomplishing your personal goals. A good way to find out your purpose is through curiosity and exposure. One of the best things that we can do throughout this journey is to expose ourselves to different countries, cultures, sciences, arts, professions, ideas, etc. You might be exceptional at something and not even know it because you have never been exposed to it. Curiosity combined with exposure can lead us to new possibilities if we choose to be open-minded and not conquered by fear. For example, I viewed a video online of a world-class sprinter who decided to play rugby. He wasn't the fastest sprinter in the world, but once he switched sports, he became the fastest player in rugby and became highly successful. No one could catch him. His success was due to having an open mind and exposure. Discovery of your purpose will come as long as you take the journey and expose yourself to new things. New experiences can lead you in a direction in which you can thrive. This builds your confidence because you know that you are doing what you are supposed to do. From this experience, you can maneuver through life with joy, strength, and enthusiasm because you will be living in a state of expectation. When you are confident, you will do things knowing that you will achieve your desired results. This makes you powerful. We develop our confidence through experience and accomplishments. Through practice, we put ourselves in the position to accomplish personal goals and make the right choices. Choices give us power, and if we choose to make the right decisions in life, we can attract success. The law of cause and effect let us know that for every cause, there is an effect. Basically, the results in our lives are determined by the choices we make. Life experiences shape your personality and how you view the world. If your view of the world is not working for you, put on a new lens. Get a new perspective. You can get new perspective by changing your belief system. There are many that move to the United States from other countries and blossom. They do extremely well and become successful in a short time. Why is that? They come to the United States with a different lens. They see the U.S. as the land of opportunity, so they live in expectation. They are emotionally charged and work with tenacity to get ahead in life. They are competitive and don't waste time in acting on opportunities that many of us take for granted. They understand that if they put in the same hard work in the U.S. as they did in their homeland, they will be extremely successful. It takes plenty of money and effort to legally move to another country. Whatever fears you may have in starting over and chasing your dream are minimal compared to obstacles faced by those who choose to move to the United States. They have to learn a new language, obtain citizenship, find employment, and adopt a new culture while in pursuit of their dreams. Are you willing to compete and be just as hungry as they are? Ask yourself, why not me? Don't be convinced that your current level will be the best you will ever achieve. Have you ever noticed that some successful people are no smarter than you? Perhaps even dumber. Yeah, I know, it's frustrating. Just as frustrating as when you see a man with a woman that's way out of his league. If you're a guy, maybe you're asking yourself, how did he get her? Well, maybe it's because he was the only guy with the courage to ask her out. Or some people assume that it's the money. He only got her because he had money or a nice car, etc. Well, that may or may not be true. Maybe the woman was attracted to what the guy represents: purpose, ambition, integrity, and drive. PAID. Who knows? The key is to not worry about others and become envious of their success. Your job is to focus on you. Sometimes people miss out on opportunities due to their belief system or baggage. They allow their past experience to sabotage their future. Some people hold on to things so much that when they are presented with a solution to their problem, they don't even recognize it. For example, some people are bitter because they have not found Mr. or Mrs. Right. As years go by, these people complain that they can't find a suitable mate. What they don't realize is that when they were approached by their suitable mate years ago, they never gave them a chance and missed out on their happiness due to a faulty belief system. They had their defense mechanism up, and because of hypersensitivity and prejudgment, their rational thinking became clouded. They missed their opportunity due to baggage from past relationships. This is unfortunate and happens all the time. Your past does not have to become your reality. Past failures, abuse, or rejection can be used as building blocks for success. Your past can be used as a reference tool of what worked and what didn't work. Our brains are designed for learning, and we can learn from our mistakes. We must forgive ourselves and others to establish a bright future. Resentment gets us nowhere. Letting go of uncomfortable memories and relationships can free us to move forward and accomplish our dreams. You can change your beliefs by trying something different and giving yourself new experiences. You might be saying to yourself, I keep experiencing bad things and it's hard for me to change my perspective on life. My answer would be, make different choices. If you want different experiences, make different choices. If you want better experiences, make better choices. We make better choices by practicing decision-making. If you want to get better at driving, singing, or anything else, you have to practice. Decision-making is no different. Our results are determined by the choices we make. Beliefs plus choices equal results. Make decisions that benefit you in the long term instead of the short term. Successful people make the majority of their decisions based on long-term benefits. When you are making a decision, ask yourself these questions. Does this benefit me in the short term or the long term? Will I be more satisfied with the short-term results of my actions or the long-term results? Our decisions have ripple effects. As small as some decisions may seem, after time they can compound into a positive or a negative result. Imagine that you put $10 a day into your savings account for a year and it never gets spent. Eventually, you will have $3,650. On the flip side, imagine that your average spending is $10 a day on lunch or dinner. How much money have you lost in a year? Or imagine that you are feeling extremely lazy and decided not to take your trash out for 3 months. What would your house smell like? How would this affect your mood or health? How would it affect your image or reputation? This is no different than psychological trash. Some of us have been stocking up on psychological trash for years. This also needs to be taken out. Sometimes we think that we are benefiting from the results of some of our short-term decisions, but in the long run, we are not, and it comes back to bite us. Some call it karma. Your choices should benefit you in the long run and have the potential to bring more joy and satisfaction into your life. Procrastination is your enemy and has no benefits. Beat procrastination with a bat. Successful people don't wait until their back is against the wall to make things happen. Be proactive and start working on your projects. Small projects can turn into big projects if you let procrastination have its way. There are no benefits in stalling on something that needs to get done. Procrastinating to pay a cell phone bill has frustrated many people. When they need their phone the most, it is cut off. During their service interruption, they may have missed out on an opportunity that could have changed their life for the better. Have you ever procrastinated on writing a paper or studying for an exam? If you were like me, you ended up all night cramming and stressed out because you waited too long to get your work done. The next morning, you're miserable and looking crazy because you did not get enough sleep. We shouldn't do this to ourselves. Life tends to have plenty of punishment available. There is no need to add to it. Imagine that you're at work and your boss tells you that you're fired because you arrived 1 hour late. You tell him, "I'm not late, I'm right on time." Then suddenly it dawns on you and you realize what happened. You meant to change your clocks for daylight savings, but you procrastinated and eventually forgot. This is an example of how procrastination and putting off simple tasks can turn into a big problem. Sometimes we desire to change society and complain that things are not fair. Well, guess what? Things will never be fair. This is the reality of the world that we live in. Society is not going to change for us. It will not take the time to personally consult with us before it makes or changes policies and procedures. It is our job to adapt and maneuver through life so that it becomes advantageous for us. We also need to understand that we have the ability to create our own opportunities and do not have to wait on others to create them for us. The faster we accept this, the faster we will be able to progress in our lives. Know that success doesn't happen overnight. It is developed. Yes, there are those lucky few that are exceptions, but the vast majority of successful people have been practicing their behaviors for years. They have a habitual way of thinking, doing, and reacting to situations. Successful people are disciplined and look for opportunities and learn from their mistakes. You can do this too. You are an inspiration to someone, whether you know it or not. I tell my clients all the time, the streets are watching. People are watching you from a distance and you don't even know it. So choose to be an example of inspiration instead of frustration. Learn from your past and correct your mistakes. Remember that mistakes are lessons that can be learned from. It's a part of maturing and growing and does not need to be dwelled on. Dwelling on the past is like driving a car and looking through the rearview mirror. Eventually, you will crash. Haters or doubters will get in your way, but you have to stay optimistic and confident. Monitor your self-talk and do not doubt yourself. Sometimes we need to keep things to ourselves. It is our duty to protect our minds from being polluted by negativity, doubt, and fear from other people. Don't be affected by the subliminal hate, facial expressions, sabotage, passive-aggressive behavior, etc., and maintain your drive. Affirm your belief in yourself. Turn your passwords into affirmations for your email, social media, and personal accounts. This is one way you can try to reprogram your self-talk. For example, your password for your email account may be, "I am confident and successful." Now, every time you log into one of your accounts, you will always have to affirm to yourself that you are confident and successful. Changing your self-talk is extremely important. You have the awesome ability to achieve your goals. There is a reason that you were put here on this earth, and you have a destiny to fulfill. I want you to know that I believe in you, and I want you to keep pushing ahead. Believe in your abilities and your dreams. Know your self-worth, and do not allow others to intimidate you. Don't allow others to manipulate you with the power of fear. Remember that fear is a dream killer. Haters see something in you that they cannot do themselves. Sometimes they want you to be fearful, just like them. It makes them comfortable to know that they are not alone. Some will try to tear you down or talk you out of pursuing your dreams so they can stop feeling inadequate when they are next to you. But you are better than this. You will overcome discouragement and fear. You are an achiever. The best suggestion that I have is to stay away from the people that are trying to stop your progression. The less energy and attention you give them, the better. You have goals to accomplish, and wasting precious time hanging around negative people only slows your progress. Hang around people that have your best interest in mind and give constructive, honest, and reliable feedback. You decided to listen to this book because you have the desire to be successful. Use it as your support if you don't have anyone to support you. It can be challenging to be optimistic if you feel that you are alone, but you are not alone. Successful people have gone through the same struggles, insecurities, fears, and doubts that you now face. You can succeed. I know it is in you. You are no different than any other successful person. They were just provided information that you did not have access to, but now you do. No more excuses. It's time to get to work. Who are you? Take some time to answer the following questions. 1. What makes you excited and extremely happy? 2. What are the top 3 distractions or weaknesses that keep you from achieving your goals? How will you remove these weaknesses or distractions? 3. What are your strengths? Are there other skills that you need to develop? If so, what are they? 4. What was the best job you ever had? What were you doing and how did it make you feel? What kind of personalities did your coworkers and employer have? Would you do something like this again? 5. Pretend that you were told by your doctor that you had 5 years to live. How would you change your life? 6. What is your full potential? 7. What do you want to be known for? What kind of legacy will you leave behind? 8. Describe the characteristics of your ideal mate. What kind of personality does he, she have? What are his, her physical characteristics? What are deal breakers for you? 9. What was the best birthday you ever had? What did you do and who was there? 10. Who do you admire and respect? What qualities do they have and what do you need to do to get those same qualities? 11. What are your top 10 values? 12. If you could be any fictional character, who would you be and why? 13. If you had $1 million right now, how would you spend or invest it? Be specific. Master your mind. If you can control your emotions, you can control your life. Think about it. People don't do things because they are not in the mood to do them. Your mood is your emotion. People don't do things because they don't feel like it. Imagine if you were always in the mood to work out, study, socialize, and conduct business on a high level. How do we do this? We find out what drives us. We can use the power of movement, music, movies, or nostalgia to change our mood. Have you ever listened to some music that made you want to get active? Have you ever watched a movie or television show that made you want to work out? When you are watching a movie, you are not consciously aware of how the background music is changing your mood. You are just watching the movie and trying to enjoy the experience. But the makers of the film are trying to get you emotionally involved by playing scary music in the background to enhance the feeling of fear. Or they may play sad music in the background during a traumatic scene to make you feel sadness. During a car chase scene or action scene, they play upbeat music to get you excited. During this whole experience, your focus is not on the background music, it is on the film. You have been unconsciously influenced by music and you didn't even notice it. Let me be clear. I'm not telling you to go watch movies all day. I'm giving you an example of how music and film can influence your mood. You can use the same tricks that movies and commercials use to influence your buying decisions and behavior. What makes you focused? Figure it out and do it before you need to study. Do things that will influence you to be the person you desire to be. Body movement can change your mood. If you don't feel like working out, jump up in the air 10 times and yell out, "Yes, I'm motivated and excited to go work out." Smile and clap your hands and start dancing to music that you enjoy. Then go put on gym clothes that you look really good in and head to the gym without delay. There are some people like myself that watch the training montages for movies or videos online to get in the mood to work out. Do whatever works for you. Know yourself and manipulate your mind to do what you want it to do. You hold the controls to motivate yourself. When I want to be happy, I will use the power of nostalgia and watch wrestling DVDs from the 80s. This reminds me of my childhood and makes me extremely happy. If I need to be calm or relaxed, I'll draw or cut my hair. One of the things I used to do as a kid that I have started doing again is collecting coins. I feel like a treasure hunter when I collect coins, and it improves my mood. Do the things you like to do when you were 10, 20, 30, or 40 years old. Chances are, you probably still like doing them now. Sometimes as we grow older, we forget about the simple pleasures in life. We cannot forget that there is power in nostalgia, and it can help us improve our mood if we choose to remember the positive things that we used to enjoy. Pull out those old toys or play Tea Party. Go and watch your old favorite cartoons or play tetherball. If you're an adult, it is okay to play make-believe. Visualization is extremely powerful and effective. You are practicing your script for the blockbuster film. Make movies in your mind that have you accomplishing your goals. You are the writer and director, so only play out movies that have you succeeding. The movie should be vivid and have emotional music, smells, and colors that draw you in. Everything starts with your mind. Whatever you imagine, you can create, just like an architect who has a design idea for a building in his head. He or she sketches out the design and puts it on paper. Then the architect gives the design to construction workers, and they take the design and build the building. Now, a building is manifested. Where did the building originate from? It originated from the architect's mind. Your mind is what makes your body move. It is the seed of motivation, desires, dreams, and creativity. It is our most valuable asset. We must protect our minds from harm and build up our emotional strength. Strong positive emotions combined with positive actions will bring you success. Some of us have forgotten how to have the mind of a child. When we were children, we daydreamed and thought that anything was possible. We were optimistic and had no boundaries until people came into our lives and discouraged us. Some of us lost our confidence and changed our minds due to this. I'm here to tell you that the show isn't over. Continue to dream. Your dream can turn into a reality if you are confident and bold enough to go out and get it. Forget those people in the past or present. They are not in charge of your happiness. You are. Write down your goals. Your goals should have a strong emotional attachment that really means something to you. Lukewarm goals rarely get accomplished. You have to be passionate and excited about your goals. Try to make them specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-based. Example, I want to work at a design firm for 10 years and become a roller coaster designer by the year 2024. Write down specifically what you need to do right now to achieve each of those goals. Develop a plan. If you want to be successful, you are going to need to develop a plan. Know what steps you will need to take to get to your goal. Even if you don't write them down, at least know what your plans are. Set deadlines and be actively in pursuit of benchmarks. Check your progress, make adjustments, and seek advice to make sure that you are on the right path. Get organized. Know where everything is. There is nothing worse than scrambling and searching for information when you need it the most. It creates panic and confusion. This can lead to mistakes and wasted time. One time I had to go dumpster diving because I inadvertently threw away my passport while I was searching for documents in a crisis situation. I ended up frustrated and stressed out. To make things worse, I was anointed with dumpster juice from my lack of organization and preparation. This will never happen again. I believe we, as humans, are the most comfortable when we are stable. Most of us find comfort in knowing what is going to happen in the future. Stability gives us a sense of security. I think this is the primary reason some people don't quit their jobs and go into business for themselves. They feel secure knowing that they have a paycheck coming every 2 weeks. By taking a risk and starting a new business, they potentially lose their security blanket, aka paycheck. Many children who are moved from home to home and school to school are known to have behavioral issues. Why is this? They desire stability. Defense mechanisms develop due to fear and emotional instability. Losing friends and leaving a familiar place to move to a strange new environment can be stressful and very scary. These same feelings can occur if one breaks away from the comfort zone of a job and starts their own business. How do we overcome this sense of instability? We get organized. We bring stability into our lives by developing a schedule and creating a daily regimen. We develop discipline by following our regimen and find comfort in knowing what we are supposed to do and what to expect next. Some of the greatest athletes, military leaders, and businessmen of all time were known to follow a regimen. If it helped them, it can help you. We are groomed to follow a schedule. Most of us have followed a schedule from kindergarten through the 12th grade. We follow schedules at work, at school, and in the military. Prisoners even follow schedules. A schedule gives us structure and stability. We know what to expect, and we are mentally prepared for it. After high school, some people begin to experience troubles because they are no longer following a schedule. Some would say that they have lost their structure and discipline. Maybe this is why some people go into the military. They may want to improve their personal development by entering a structured program that provides discipline while they are proudly serving their country. Throughout life, you have to realize that you are going to have to jump through some hoops to get to where you want to be. This journey will not be easy. People and situations are going to try to stop you from reaching your goal. This is where wisdom and preparation come into play. Always have a backup plan for every scenario. In substance abuse treatment, we call this a relapse prevention plan. Create a desired response or reaction for every challenging scenario that you may face. The goal is to prevent yourself from going back to your previous undesired behaviors. The prevention plan keeps you on track. For example, let's say you're trying to sell someone some cookies and they tell you, "I'm not interested in buying cookies." Your prevention plan for this response could be to keep a smile on your face and say, "Not a problem. Here are some free samples and some coupons just in case you decide to change your mind. Have a good day." And move on to the next person. Having planned responses or actions for different scenarios puts you at an advantage mentally. Rejection becomes more tolerable the more you practice dealing with it. In addition, it makes you look powerful when you approach a person without fear and handle rejection well. It gives off the impression that you are confident and have a million options. Don't go back to your old behaviors or lose your vision or confidence because you get rejected. It happens, and it's a part of life. Remember, rejection can sometimes be a test. People will test you to see how you react to certain situations. Customer service is a dying art. I appreciate excellent customer service, and so do other people. If they see you get an attitude after they turn you down, they will never buy from you in the future. Money is precious these days, and no one will want to give their hard-earned money to someone with an attitude problem. This means that you were being phony in the first place. Rejection can turn into an opportunity. Let's play through this scenario again. The customer tells you, "I am not interested in buying cookies." You then ask the customer, "Well, what are you interested in buying?" Whoa, the door of opportunity just opened. Do you see the difference? You might have some almonds that the customer is interested in buying. Who knows? Small accomplishments build confidence. The more you accomplish, the more confident you become. The more experience you have, the more confident you become. Experience combined with accomplishments builds confidence. On a piece of paper, write down your usual response to the following triggers and your desired response to these triggers. Then write in your own triggers and write the usual and desired responses for those as well. Example, trigger, what interferes with my ability to pursue my dreams and attain success. Usual response, how I usually respond to this trigger. Desired response, how I would like to respond to this trigger. Trigger, heartbreak. Usual response, I eat food that is bad for me and I end up putting on weight, which makes me more depressed. Desired response, I will write about this experience and what I have learned from it. I will change my mood by going to the spa for a massage and do productive things that make me happy. Trigger, rejection. Trigger, fear. Trigger, financial problems. Trigger, flashbacks. Trigger, cheating. Trigger, temptation. Trigger, unemployment. Trigger, societal influences. Trigger, failure. Trigger, mistakes. Energize. In my opinion, energy is one of the most important things that you need to have to be successful. Without energy, you cannot put your plans into action. Some of the most successful people in the world have an extreme amount of energy. If you do not have the energy to accomplish tasks, how can you be successful? Successful people know that they need energy to get things done. Maybe this is why energy drinks are so popular. After I graduated from college, I lost my motivation to work out because I was no longer in that socially competitive environment. I had no purpose to do it anymore. Basically, I got comfortable. In college, I was around good-looking women every day, so I wanted to look my best. My friend Delilah and I would have shoe battles to see who had the best sneakers. I used to work out at the gym with my friend Kirk to make sure that we were ready for fall, spring, and summer semesters. Fast forward to real life where I entered into a workplace environment in which the majority of the people didn't really care about their personal appearance. I adapted to my environment and ended up getting fat. My work consisted of sitting at a desk all day. Monday through Friday, I would desperately rush out of my confined office space to break free and get some fast food for lunch. How did I get to the fast food chain? You guessed it. I drove there. This was a big difference from my college life. When I was in college, I walked everywhere and it helped me stay in shape. I probably walked at least 3 miles a day navigating through campus. Some people may think that their energy is decreasing due to age. I would argue that our energy decreases due to our habits. As I mentioned earlier, I could not muster the motivation to exercise because I was no longer in my college environment. Then one day, it clicked. If I would not work out to look good physically, I would have to find another reason to exercise. The reason that worked for me was energy. I would go to the gym with the purpose of gaining energy. My purpose changed my motivation. I needed a high level of energy to accomplish my professional goals. My success required energy, so I was driven to obtain it. My pursuit of success motivated me to exercise. Energy was and still is required for me to perform at optimum levels. It is your job to find out what will motivate you. Here is your formula for motivation. Strong purpose plus strong emotion equals motivation. Energy is a sign of vitality. It is something that everyone wants to be around. Everyone wants to be outside on a beautiful sunny day. The sun is energy, and it brings life to the earth. People need energy. Just like the sun attracts people outside, you can attract others to you with your energy and enthusiasm. Go outside and get some sunlight. Bring passion and enthusiasm to what you do. And remember, a smile can do wonders. One good way to energize and charge your battery is to take a nap during lunch. There are benefits in the power nap. Some countries call it a siesta. That used to be my favorite part of the day when I was in pre-K and kindergarten. Your siesta or nap doesn't have to be long. 20 minutes can do wonders. Try it out and see how you feel. Eat healthy and drink plenty of water. I cannot believe I am actually writing this. I must be getting old. Get your vitamins in by eating plenty of fruits and vegetables. We wouldn't risk damaging our car by putting sugar in the gas tank, so why do we damage our bodies with unhealthy food? Because it tastes good. Okay, you got me. But try to do better for your sake. One thing that is critical for success is enthusiasm. You should enjoy what you do and be passionate about it. People should be able to feel and see the energy emitted from you. When you speak, people should be able to hear the enthusiasm in your voice. When you sleep at night, you might dream of new ways to make your ideas better. You may keep a notepad handy everywhere you go, just in case a new idea emerges. Your experience is so gratifying that you might miss out on meals and sleep in order to work on your projects. This kind of energy can be contagious and passed to other people. Some describe it as the transfer of energy. Have you ever looked forward to going to work because you knew someone who was cool would be there? And once you got there, their good vibes and energy rubbed off on you? You felt good. Time flew by and everything went smoothly. That was the transfer of positive energy. Or have you ever walked into a room and could tell that the people in the room had been arguing? It was like you could feel the tension in the room. That is negative energy. Then you left the room feeling weird and it kind of threw off your mood a little bit. That negative energy was transferred to you. Let's say that today you have an interview for a position that you're really excited about. This is the perfect profession for you and it caters to all your strengths. You are in the house getting prepared for your interview and your spouse is complaining about something that has him or her in a bad mood. You try to ignore the situation, but their bad vibes end up rubbing off on you. During your interview, you display poor body language, confidence, and energy. Your mind is partially somewhere else, and you have just ruined your chance of obtaining your ideal career. Do not allow people to transfer their bad energy or vibes to you. Transfers of energy occur if you allow them to occur. If someone is in a bad mood, let them be in a bad mood alone. Use the strategies discussed in the previous chapters to keep your mood positive. Bad moods block blessings and opportunities. Find your motivation. Strong purpose plus strong emotion equals motivation. 1. What has motivated you in the past? 2. What motivates you today? 3. What motivates you to change? 4. What did you like doing when you were younger that you don't do now? 5. What things can change your mood from negative to positive? 6. What relaxes you? 7. What movies, books, or music inspire you? 8. What gives you a sense of urgency? How can you tap into this feeling when you want to? 9. What compels you to do more than what is asked? 10. What are you passionate about? What makes you want to compete? Get specialized. Life is a game. There is no way of getting away from this reality. The faster you recognize this aspect of life, the better off you'll be. The game has changed since our parents and grandparents played it. A college degree is not what it used to be, and there are different rules now. Simply put, if you want to increase your chances of being successful, you have to specialize. You need to have a niche or brand that separates you from the pack. Bring something to the table that few people can bring. Find out what about other people are missing and give it to them. Go after certifications, licenses, and specializations. Pursue things that are not advertised and that the majority of people are not thinking about. According to culinaryschool.com, an established food stylist can make $450 to $800 a day. These are the people who style or make food for commercials, cookbooks, and movies. Have you ever wondered why the food looks better on TV than it does in person? These are the people who are responsible for that. For some weird reason, I wondered who wrote scripts for infomercials. Direct response TV producers do this. They use consumer psychology to make people want to buy products during infomercials. This is also a different avenue that one could consider as a career choice. What is a stenotype operator? How do you become a Foley artist? How do you manufacture traffic safety signs and aluminum sign blanks? How do you get into robotic repair? How do you start a trauma cleanup business? How do you become a polygraph examiner? How do you become a deep sea welder? How do you start a toy cleaning service? I don't know, but I want you to consider doing these things that no one else is thinking about. Get specialized, certified, and licensed in things that put you in high demand. If you are specialized and few people know how to do what you do, an employer or vendor has to compensate you royally just to keep you around. This is the law of compensation. Your specialized skill or niche puts you in high demand. Seek education and information. Education will get you through the front door, but information will get you in the back door where all the real money is. There are people in this world who are gatekeepers of information. Go after information and pursue it tenaciously. Once you get it, act on it. Don't waste time playing around because the longer you wait, the more hoops you will have to jump through. Hoops or prerequisites are created to stop others from pursuing these opportunities. These can be in the form of degrees, certifications, experience, and licenses. Gatekeepers create hoops to weed out all the competition and see who is really serious. Let's be honest. Most people are not serious. Once they see all of the hoops that they have to jump through to get to their desired goal, they will stop pursuing it. Why is that? We live in a microwave society and have been conditioned to obtain our desires quickly. Most people do not want to wait. This puts patient people at an advantage. Practicing delayed gratification is important for success. It separates you from the pack and shows that you can commit to something. Once again, this is a game. If there are a lot of hoops to jump through, it is probably extremely profitable or advantageous. Save yourself some time and frustration. Act on it early. Jump through the least amount of hoops possible. If you get into the game late, don't give the gatekeepers a reason to tell you no. Be patient and jump through all those hoops. Get every certification, license, degree, or apprenticeship that relates to the field that you are trying to break into. It will pay off in the long run. According to Investopedia.com, your odds of becoming a millionaire are 1 in 106, and of earning a six-figure income are 1 in 23. Ask yourself, why not me? It is possible. Those are great odds. Statistically, 1 out of 23 people you see walking down the street makes at least $100,000. This is a game changer. It's easier to make money being different than being like everyone else and chasing the lotto dream. According to GALottery.com, your odds of winning the Mega Millions jackpot are 1 in 175,711,536. I'll even tell you something that I've noticed. It is my opinion that rich people make the majority of their money off of the poor and uninformed. How is the lottery any different? Have you ever asked yourself, if the lottery is going to pay out $300 million to a jackpot winner, how much money did the lottery make off that $300 million investment? Once again, life is a game. Pay attention to the patterns. They just sold you a dream for $1 or more. Last time I checked, dreams are free. Are you a vulture or are you an eagle? Vultures are scavengers and will accept leftovers that a predator left behind. They don't know how to hunt. Be an eagle and go get your own meal. Use your great vision. You don't need anyone to hunt for you because you are self-sufficient. You can get it anytime you want to and don't have to wait on a handout or left behind scraps. Instead of wasting money on get-rich-quick schemes and lotto tickets, work on your specialized niche and skill. Separate yourself from all those vultures out there and be an eagle. Train like a boxer. One sport that I highly respect is boxing. A boxer will go on a strict diet, stop having sex, and go on a grueling training regimen for 3 months for a 50-50 shot at winning a fight. I want to emphasize the 50-50 shot at winning. The boxer will do all of this work, and he still has a 50% chance of losing. I would argue that if we prepped ourselves like a boxer, we would achieve many of our goals. Are you training to get your husband or wife? Are you training to get your business? Are you working on your weaknesses so you can get what you want out of life? Are you training like a boxer? I want you to put yourself in training mode. Decide what adjustments you have to make to be successful. Change is hard, but adjustments are easy. These adjustments do not have to be big or overwhelming. They can be small and something that you can live with and build on. One must have discipline to be successful. Professional boxers and many other athletes have developed discipline to perform on an elite level. Discipline is also what separates successful people from the pack. Believe in what you are doing and be dedicated. Some people are envious of successful people, but they do not know what price those successful people had to pay to get where they are in life. Those on the outside looking in only see the end result. They never saw the struggle. What did those successful people sacrifice? Some sacrificed sleep, partying, friends, new clothes, families, cars, etc. What are you willing to sacrifice? When I played football, my coach always used to say, "Men, you have to pay the price." He was right. Everything has a price. What are you willing to pay? If you pay a little, you get a little. If you pay a lot, you get a lot. As I write this book, I'm choosing to sacrifice my sleep. Although I'd rather be sleeping right now, I see the bigger picture. I am confident that I will have more restful nights after this book is published. Everything has a different price and a different reward. A bodybuilder sacrifices his social life, diet, and relaxation to get large muscles. That is the cost. What are you willing to give up to achieve your dream or goal? Invest in your dream like you invest in reality shows, sports, drugs or alcohol, video games, social media, texting, etc., and see how much more you accomplish. Do things that fulfill you and make you happy. Live to be your ideal self. If you don't take care of yourself, how will you take care of the people you love? Ask yourself, what do I have to do to become my ideal self? How much will you weigh? What languages will you speak? What career will you have? Where will you travel? What are the things that you have to start doing today to accomplish these goals? What steps do you have to take right now? Write it down on a sheet of paper and develop an action plan. This is the part of the book where we deal with the reality. We call it work. You cannot get away from it. Every successful person that I have ever known or read about has been recognized as a hard or smart worker. You cannot be lazy. Even a smart worker will invest some hard work to develop an automated system. Either way, you have to put in some work. Work is good. Yes, I said it. Work is good. Hard work makes you appreciate the things that you have gained through your labor and sacrifice. It gives extra value to your purchases because you know how hard you work to get them. Your accomplishments will be more personal, and you will not allow anyone to disrespect them. Appreciate the things that you have, even if they are not exactly what you want right now. Appreciation is another way of showing respect and a great way to get more. Have you ever noticed that your car drives better after you wash it? If you neglect your car maintenance needs, your car will start breaking down on you. Your body is the same way. Appreciate your body and take care of it. The more you appreciate what you have, the more you will get. Respect your things and respect yourself. Treat yourself better than anyone could ever treat you. Invest in your well-being mentally, physically, and spiritually. Your happiness should be determined by you and should always be in your control. Keep working on yourself, and in due time, you will get what you deserve, as long as you don't give up. Pass your tests. When I was in elementary school, if someone failed their grade, they had to take it over again. That is no different than life. Whether your test is patience, discipline, or the wherewithal to stop dating the wrong type of man or woman, you will be tested over and over again until you pass your test. Your objective in life is to pass your tests. If you pass your test, you will be elevated to the next level. This is just like being promoted to the next grade in elementary school. By passing your personal tests, you are letting the universe know that you are ready for more. Only you know what personal tests you have to pass to become successful. The benefit of passing your test is that you will improve on your weaknesses by developing discipline, which will ultimately lead to a more successful life. You will also get promoted to the next level. After you pass your first test, you will be given a second test to pass, then a third test, then a fourth, and so on and so forth. One of my favorite motivational speakers, Les Brown, once said, "If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. If you do what is hard, your life will be easy." Think about that. One of the tests that I had to pass was patience. How could I be a counselor and not have patience? Clients would not want to work with me and my practice would suffer. So I worked on it. If you want to get better at anything, whether it's cooking, algebra, or public speaking, one of the things that you have to do is practice. One of the things I did to practice my patience was to walk my trash to the dumpster instead of placing it on the hood of my car and driving it to the garbage disposal in my apartment complex. Yes, it took me longer to get rid of the trash, but I did not care because I was practicing my patience. When I was 29 years old, I said enough was enough and started working on passing my test. I even started working on puzzles to improve my patience. I would not leave the table until I completed each puzzle. I know it seems weird to some, but I did this because I was investing in my future. I wanted to pass my test so I would be elevated to the next level in my career. If you notice, I invested time, not money. Time is something that we do not get back and is highly valuable. To this day, I still say I'd rather waste money than time. It is one area in which all humans are equal. We all have 24 hours in a day. What will you do with your 24 hours? What tests do you need to pass? What do you need to work on? What tests do you keep failing over and over again? One test that I noticed that people keep failing is fear. When you think of fear, I want you to equate that with dream killer. Fear is a dream killer. If you want to accomplish your dreams or goals, you cannot be fearful. You have to be courageous. Practice being courageous and take chances that will improve your life. Do not let fear stop you. Think of any famous celebrity, successful businessman, or inventor. One thing they all had in common was courage. Anyone who has accomplished anything of great significance has been courageous. Follow the signs. What is the purpose of street signs? Street signs give us direction. These signs tell us what the speed limit is and whether we should go or stop. Some signs tell us to slow down and alert us if there is a railroad crossing ahead. Signs warn us of danger and inform us that we should be cautious. If we choose to ignore these signs, we could potentially crash and face severe injury or possible death. Our life is no different. We are given signs, but sometimes we choose to ignore them. This is why our lives end up in a wreck. We fail to follow the signs. Sometimes signs lead us in a certain direction, but we keep on detouring because we are hard-headed and would rather take the long route. Why go through this? Why waste time and energy? When I was growing up, my dad used to always tell me, you can learn the easy way or you can learn the hard way. At 33 years old, I now choose the easy way. Many of us can see signs from a distance. I personally like to learn from others' mistakes. I find out what they did wrong, so I make sure I don't do it. But I also study people who are more successful than I am and follow their patterns. It is very important to follow the signs. I was led to become an alcohol and drug counselor and fought it every step of the way. I was a case manager at a treatment facility, and my supervisor and coworkers kept on telling me to get my alcohol and drug credentials. I was like, nope. Eventually, I got laid off because the 2-year grant that I was hired for ended. For a year, I was unemployed and broke. I eventually got a lucky break and ended up working at a DUI school, where I taught defensive driving and DUI classes on a part-time basis. This gave me barely enough money to pay my rent. Because my back was against the wall, I decided to obtain my alcohol and drug credentials and go into business for myself. I am happier now, and I make more money than I did at the treatment facility. I went through 4 years of struggle because I wanted to be hard-headed and not follow the signs. I could have had this success at 29 instead of 33. How much further along would I be now if I had started my business at 29? Who knows? But I am grateful for that situation, and I used it as a stepping stone to lead me to where I am today. I am ecstatic that I finally passed that test. What signs do you need to follow? If you are currently in high school or college, I want you to pay close attention to this part. What is cool in high school or college is not cool in adulthood. Basically, being cool does not pay the bills. No one is saying, oh, I think this guy is cool, I'm going to give him some money. Nope. Play it cool if you want to. Your feelings may get hurt, and you might end up broke. The roles reverse in adulthood. Those who sacrifice, show patience, study, and work hard are the ones who are cool. Some of the people who were considered cool at my high school didn't even want to show up to our 10-year reunion because they were ashamed of where they ended up in life. I flew from Georgia to California for my reunion, and it was a sad sight to see. So many people were missing. I even heard that some of them didn't show up because they had to pay $35 for the ticket to the reunion. I was pissed. These fools were at least 28 years old, and they couldn't afford a $35 ticket for their high school reunion? I've spent more than that on a t-shirt. My plane ticket alone was over $350. Don't let this happen to you. Momentum. Now that you have your goal in mind and destination in sight, it is time to get started. For many people, this is the hardest part. Don't worry, I'm here to ease your pain and let you know that there is a benefit to starting. I call it momentum. Have you ever tried to run down a hill and then stop? Was it hard for you to stop, or was it easy? I would assume that it was hard. Why? Because you had momentum. It is harder to break up with someone after 5 years as opposed to 5 months. Why? Because there is momentum. Or have you ever watched your favorite team play on TV and they were getting their butts kicked by the opposing team, and then someone on your team made a great play and woke your team up and changed the momentum? Your team started making all of the right plays and had the other team on their heels. Your team was scoring left and right, and things changed for the better due to a shift in momentum. This can happen for you as well, but you have to get in the game. Momentum can work in 2 different ways: positively or negatively. If you know this law, you can use it to your advantage. For example, some say it's harder to go back to school once you have stopped. Why? Because the momentum is lost. Many recommend that high school students go to college immediately after graduation to build on their momentum and make the transition easier. These students are already used to doing schoolwork and following a schedule, so the progression is easy. Or you might have heard of this saying, once you start working out, don't stop, because it's harder to start back up once you have stopped. Why is that? This occurs because you have lost momentum. Whatever good you have going in your life, keep doing it. Build on that momentum. You do not want to lose it. Some musicians take years off after they have made millions and gained popularity. Then they struggle to make new music that was just as popular as their old music when they decide to come back. Don't let this happen to you. Don't stop. Keep working. You will only improve and get better. Build your momentum, or you will lose it. If you have anything going bad in your life, recognize the law of momentum and stop it immediately. Remember, it is harder to start back up once you have stopped. But you also have to stop before it has developed significant momentum or become a habit. Early intervention is always best when dealing with negative momentum. Be proactive and slow its speed by stopping it quickly before it becomes a habit that is hard to control. If a car's emergency brake is released and it rolls in front of you traveling at 1 mile per hour, you could easily step in front of the car and stop it with your body weight. But if it was traveling 60 miles per hour and had more momentum, it could potentially kill you. I used this example in order to stress to you that you have to know when to cut bad habits off. The earlier, the better. Build up positive momentum and keep building on your success. Let me be clear about something. Make sure that you know when to stop working on something that is not gaining momentum. For example, if you are continuously spending more money than you are making on a business venture, it is probably time for you to try something else. Maybe this is not the business for you. Remember to follow the signs. Don't be delusional. Be open to feedback from others, even if you don't like it. Everyone is not a hater. Throw your ego in the back seat so you can put your success in the front. You need to hear the truth. It only saves you time, energy, and money. Choose to run down the hill and start working on your dream. Build the momentum. Things can only get better as long as you don't give up. If your dream coincides with your natural talent and purpose, you will be successful. Timing is everything. It is what it is. Frustration will come and some days will be hard. If you have to vent to someone to get through the day, go ahead and make it happen. As long as you don't give up. Go work out if you have to, and take small breaks from your project. Everything happens in due season and in the right timing. It is our job to be prepared for our season to come along. I remember back when I was out of work and I was mad that no one was offering me a job. I had interview after interview, and I knew I was qualified for these jobs and interviewed well. I became discouraged and got down on myself because I could not figure out why I was not offered a job. Fast forward 3 months later, I was offered a position that was perfect for me. It allowed me to travel and work with others as well as independently. It catered to all my strengths and skill sets. It was the perfect job. I thought to myself, I'm so happy I did not get those other jobs. I would have missed out on this great opportunity. That job became a stepping stone that led me to go into business for myself. Things happen for a reason, and timing is everything. You have to be patient because it will all make sense in the end. Patience is something that is developed over time and can be practiced. As I mentioned in an earlier chapter, learning to wait for delayed gratification is highly important. As a society, we've been conditioned to seek instant gratification. This can get us in trouble. Fast food is convenient and easy, but if you keep eating it long enough on a regular basis, you may end up with some health problems. It is very important for us to take our time and develop our skills. Having patience can be a struggle when you feel like your back is against the wall, but it is necessary. This is how people end up in prison. Instead of being patient, they choose to commit crimes so they can get quick money, and then they end up behind bars. Don't be controlled by your emotions when your back is against the wall. This is when people make the majority of their stupid decisions. Remember to think about the long-term consequences. What is the purpose of rushing in the first place? Most of the time, these are not life and death situations. Taking unnecessary risks for the purpose of protecting your ego is simply not worth it. Struggle is a part of life and builds character. Anything that comes too easy is usually not appreciated or held in great value. We must learn to put our egos aside and swallow our pride. It's okay to ask for help and admit that we are going through some hard times. Accepting this makes us wiser. Don't get caught up with keeping up with the Joneses and all of that other stuff. If someone's value of you is based on what kind of car you drive, the clothes you wear, or how much you have in your bank account, you need to get rid of them. They are not genuine, and you do not need them in your life. Many people try to project an image of success for people who care nothing about them. More than likely, those people are posing as well. I call them magicians. They project an image of success, but it is really an illusion. We see what they want us to see. Don't get caught up in being envious of other people's lives. You never know what is going on behind closed doors. They may look good on the outside, but good magicians cover up and hide all kinds of issues, including substance abuse, infidelity, criminal activity, physical abuse, and other things. Everyone pays a price, and you may not be willing to pay theirs. Some of my worst work has been the result of doing it too fast. I have learned my lesson, and I work on projects at a comfortable pace. I don't rush them unless it is truly necessary. I know myself, and I know my speed. It is important that you know your speed as well. Some people are turtles, some are rabbits, and others are road runners. Make sure you know which one you are. This helps you identify how you need to operate your life. Basically, you don't want to be a turtle working a job that requires you to be a road runner. You have just set yourself up for a loss, and you will probably end up terminated. If you are a road runner, you do not want to date someone that is a turtle. They will annoy you until your patience runs out and you will end up breaking up. Set yourself up for success and know your speed. Don't change your speed based on societal influences. Have healthy self-esteem. Don't be pressured into anything. Have a vision for yourself. If you have a clear vision of what you want for yourself and someone comes into your life that does not fit that vision, you can dismiss them quickly. Don't waste your time dealing with them because you already know your path. If you don't know your path, someone will come into your life and make one for you. Know that some things come faster and slower than others. This is okay. It's a part of life and is the process. Intuition is extremely important, and you have to follow your gut. If something feels good and you are prepared for it, move on it. How will you know if it will work out if you do not try? You have to try. If you do not, how will you know if there are adjustments to be made? Success is a learning process. Be persistent and don't give up. My grandpa's favorite saying was, "I may give out, but I will never give up." Apply this to your life. You have to wait on your time. Sometimes we think we are ready for opportunities when we really are not. Sometimes we may have to improve our work ethic, skills, or maturity level to receive the things that we desire. Don't get discouraged or desperate. Opportunities will show up when you are ready for them. With this being said, do not wait for opportunities to fall into your lap. You have to go after them. Always be ethical. I cannot stress this point enough. Do not go after the quick come up or the get-rich-quick schemes. They will always bite you in the butt. Karma is real, and you have to protect your reputation and legacy at all costs. Do good work and treat people fairly. Be honest and give excellent customer service in whatever field you choose to be in. Word of mouth is the best advertising, but it can also be the worst, depending on what side of the spectrum you are on. Be a blessing to others and give your time or services for free. Sponsor a team or donate to charity. Sow into others' lives and try to make someone's life easier. The more you give, the more you will receive if you are genuine and not concerned with getting something in return. Don't fall for traps. Whatever you do, please do not fall for traps. Many people end up falling for traps because they are not patient. They try to obtain success too quickly. Arthur Ashe once said, "Success is a journey, not a destination." By developing wisdom, you will know when and if you should take certain risks. Only take risks that benefit you in the long run. Do not take risks that could potentially lead to imprisonment, death, abuse, or a tarnished reputation. Traps come in many forms, such as business opportunities, personal and professional relationships, sex, drugs, alcohol, and even food. Having healthy self-esteem and a strong vision for your life can prevent you from falling for these traps. If someone comes into your life and offers you something that does not match your vision, talent, or comfort level, you should get rid of them. Do not be pressured into things that do not match your vision. Someone with poor self-esteem and a poor vision can be easily led to potential trouble. Make sure that this does not happen to you. Watch for people that are trying to set you up. There are plenty of bad people out there that are looking to try to take advantage of people with extreme hope or faith. They will try to use your hopes against you and try to con you out of your money. Be wise. Take your time and do your research before you agree to sign up or pay for anything. Use your common sense and watch out for people promising you the world. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Have them show their results and provide credible references. Do not sign contracts unless you have your personal attorney look at it, not theirs. Be wise and watch out for these snakes in the grass. It is important to have a mentor, someone who has been there, done that. A good mentor can potentially save you from frustration and stress. Do not be scared to reach out to people that you admire and ask for their guidance. Ask them. They might say yes. If you cannot find a mentor, do what I did and buy books on the topic that you are interested in. Go to seminars and take classes that improve your competence. Sometimes traps can be tests to see if we are ready for the next level. Be sure to recognize this. Traps will test your maturity and commitment level to see if you can handle the breakthrough that is waiting for you around the corner. The temptation to fall into a trap can be very strong. This is why you must mentally prepare yourself ahead of time. Have your prevention plan ready. When you are faced with a potential trap, ask yourself, how does this benefit me in the long run? What can I potentially lose? What are the risks associated with this decision? Am I willing to deal with the negative consequences? You will know a trap when it is presented to you. Your conscience will question it, and you might get a bad or weird feeling. Trust your gut and do not take unnecessary risks that could potentially lead to future problems. Ask yourself if the risk is worth the reward. If the risk is not worth the reward, do not do it. If the temptation is severely strong, that means there is a huge award around the corner if you pass your test. Being able to sleep at night, stress, and worry-free is valuable. Your performance elevates when you feel good. Protect these good feelings because they are critical for your success. Spend time alone and listen to your inner thoughts. Set aside time to self-evaluate and put your personal puzzle pieces together. Ditch the cell phone, radio, and other distractions and be observant. Drive your car with the radio off for a couple of days and notice how much you see or understand about yourself and others. Effective communication is becoming a lost skill due to computers and cell phones. Many people are becoming antisocial or may feel uncomfortable within a group environment. Think about it. We have online schools, stores, and even dating. We are losing the art of effective communication and are turning into robots. Communication training might be the next big thing due to these technological advancements. How many phone numbers do you know by heart? Do you normally call people on holidays and birthdays, or do you send a text message or a social media note? Technology can be a potential trap if we allow it to take away our human element. We are not robots. Be well-rounded and know how to communicate with or without technology. Don't be socially awkward behind a screen or in person. Practice communicating and pay attention to your personal body language and tone. You have probably heard the saying, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Think about it. There are certain things that are more comfortable saying to a close friend than would be to a stranger in a grocery store. Make people feel comfortable and they will open up to you. We do this by showing nonverbal and verbal cues. Smiling and being positive is always a good start. Showing interest when we talk to other people works as well. If you look like you're getting along with other people from a distance, others will approach you because they see that it is safe for them to talk to you. I'm not going to approach you with a life-changing business opportunity if I don't feel it is safe. Remember, other people are trying to protect their egos as well. They are probably more scared than you are. You just don't know it. We all have insecurities that we are dealing with. You are not alone. But if you can open yourself to the possibilities of life, opportunities will present themselves. Pay attention to your surroundings and look for hidden opportunities and those that are in plain sight. Know when to move and when not to move. Be like a pitcher and have an arsenal of pitches to throw when you are facing opposition. Don't just depend on your fastball. Use your other pitches as well. Develop social skills and be versatile. Get out of the house and join a club, team, or group. Get involved in something other than work. Pursue a balanced life and have hobbies. Try not to burn any bridges. You never know when you might need a person in the future. I've been in situations where the guy I used to work with at an old job was my boss at a new job. Be very careful. It's a small world, and your reputation is everything. Successful people don't care what people think. Successful people care what important people think. Always think of the bigger picture and use your experiences as a stepping stone to get you where you want in life. Don't brown nose or gossip. Let your actions and production do all of your talking. Play the game. Problems occur when we do not play by the rules of our society. You have probably heard the saying, "When in Rome, do as the Romans do." This is true, but don't be confused. I'm not telling you to be a puppet or robot. I'm telling you to play the game. Be aware of societal politics and use them to your advantage. Some cities play the same game and other cities play a different game. Just make sure you play to win. People in Atlanta have a different way of doing things than people in New York. Although both cities are located in the United States, the people in Atlanta have a different accent and speed than the people in New York. The cultures are totally different. Learn the ways of your surroundings and play your position. Stay in your lane and do what works for you while adapting to your surroundings. Play by the rules and be yourself. Try to do things that fulfill your purpose. If you were to play someone in basketball and you never took a shot, who would win the game? They would. Why? Because you never took a shot at the basket. So many people live their lives this way. They spend their whole life playing defensively. They never shoot for their dreams. They just try to protect the little that they have and try to make it through life. That is not living. That is existing. Why exist when you can live? I want you to consider living by the 80-20 rule. I play 80% offense and I play 20% defense. Many people go through life playing 0-100, meaning they are 100% defensive. By playing this way, they don't give themselves a shot at winning the game. They live their life in defense mode. You cannot win if you don't play offense. This is one reason why some people get into credit card debt. They play defense. Instead of playing offense and attacking, they play defense. They pay the minimum payment so they can protect the dollars left in their bank account. When I get my credit card statement, I'm trying to pay as much as I can, or better yet, pay the whole thing off. I'm offensive. I use credit. I don't let it use me. I'll go to a department store that I have a credit card with and use the credit card even though I have the money in my pocket. By doing this, I benefit from the reward points and discounts for using the credit card. After I swipe my credit card, I pull my cash out and pay off the balance right then and there with the cashier. This is one way to play the game. If you perceive life as a game, things become easier. For example, if someone is trying to make you mad and you perceive this situation as a game, you're not going to take things personally because you view it as a game. Your goal is to win. You may tell yourself, "Oh, I see what he's trying to do. He's trying to find a button to push to make me angry. I'm not going to allow him to control my emotions. If he makes me angry, he wins the game. If I stay calm or don't respond to his comments, I win the game." I want to win every game I play. I don't like to lose, but when I do, learn from it and don't take it personally. Taking things personally clouds the mind with anger. When people are angry, it is hard for them to be strategic. For example, have you ever gotten into an argument with someone when you were really mad? And then after you have left the situation and calmed down, you thought to yourself, "Man, I wish I had said this to make my argument better. If I had made this point, I would have shut their argument down." Why does this happen? It happens because we are emotionally clouded during times of stress. A mind filled with anger can be controlled by others. There are many other games that are played. These are just two examples. If we change our perception of situations, we can control our emotions. If we do not perceive something as bad, you are less likely to be stressed out. Look for the good in the situation and find a way to be optimistic in the midst of drama. Success will be determined by your ability to control your mind. Accept the challenge and play to win. Never get comfortable. Many people lose relationships, businesses, profits, sobriety, and personal property because they get comfortable. It is very easy to fall into this trap. You need to have the drive and will to grow and compete every single day. Add more tools to your utility belt and be on the lookout for new opportunities and networks. There are millions of people that are just as good as you or better. Do not assume that you are one of a kind or special because you are one of the best in your city. Never get comfortable. Experiment with new ideas with the desire to get better. There is competition everywhere, and you need to work continuously to perfect your skills. Meet people in other industries that are different than your own. Do not limit yourself. There may be other opportunities available that you don't even know about. These potential opportunities could lead to less work and more freedom. Money isn't everything, and there is nothing better than having time to relax and recharge. If you are not one of the top people in your field, think about moving into another field that you can dominate, or maybe move to a small town where they do not have access to your skill set. This puts you in demand. Always think of ways to improve and go to the next level. Look for the angles by being creative. Take ownership of your success and failures. Being comfortable is like sleeping all day. A whole day has been wasted, and there are so many things that could have been accomplished to make your life easier. When I was a teenager, I used to sleep all day on the weekends because that was a luxury I could afford. My parents handled the bills, so I could slobber on my pillow late into the afternoon. Unfortunately, there are millions that are still sleeping. This puts you at an advantage if you stay awake and act on the opportunities in front of you. There are people in this world that get huge opportunities and take them for granted. They don't understand the magnitude of their actions and let blessings slip away. This is a tragedy because life-changing opportunities do not come along on a regular basis. If you are put in a situation where your life can be elevated to the next level, do not take it for granted. Work hard and appreciate your blessing. If not, it will be stripped from you. It irritates me to the core when I see this happen. This discourages providers of opportunities from helping others. Trust is lost and providers become jaded. This can become a trickle-down effect and can block others from receiving opportunities due to the lack of appreciation from previous recipients. Be reliable. I cannot stress this point enough. You have to be reliable. Have you ever wondered why some extremely talented people are not successful? Well, maybe it is because they are not reliable. In an earlier chapter, I mentioned the importance of stability. Everyone wants someone that they can depend on. One person may be more talented than another, but I guarantee the person that is more reliable will have more success. Reputation is everything, and if you want to be successful, you have to be reliable. I used to tell hiring managers when they interviewed me that they should hire me because I offer peace of mind. Man, that was like music to their ears. It wasn't BS or a smooth way to get a job. It was the truth. My reputation was, and still is, more important than a paycheck or profit. I am not a chef, but I've worked in several restaurants, and I understand that presentation is everything. Your presentation should be flattering to the eyes and show that you have put time and effort into your work and appearance. However, it is important that you stay true to yourself and present with your own personal flair. Uniqueness draws intrigue, and if you are reliable, others will invest in you. I bet you know someone that has plenty of potential, but they are very unreliable. Potential does not pay the bills. Actions pay the bills. A person can run their mouth about what they're going to do and how they are going to do it, but their actions show their true intentions. Arrive for appointments or jobs early. Make courtesy calls if you're going to be late. Do not waste another person's time. Wasting someone's time is a quick and easy way to piss them off. Be a man or woman of your word. If you say you're going to do something, then do it. Even if you don't like doing it, at least be true to your word. On the other hand, don't commit to something that you have no intention of being involved in. It is okay to tell someone no. Sometimes we bring so much unnecessary drama into our lives because we don't know how to turn someone down. Save yourself some stress and time and learn how to say no. I'm sure you have been told no enough times in your life. Now it is your turn to practice using this wonderful word. I believe that it is very important to be consistent. This is a very appealing trait to many. Think about it. Consistency produces loyalty. If I know that I am going to get great customer service every time I go to a particular restaurant, I will keep going there. People want to know what they are getting. This is why some people only allow certain people to do their hair. They have an established expectation and they do not want to jeopardize it. I used to drive an hour away just to get my car washed. People will pay and sacrifice for consistency. Practice what you preach and have integrity. I don't think anyone likes a hypocrite. Don't try to be someone you are not, because you will eventually be exposed. Be honest with yourself and others and live by your principles. Others will test you on a continuous basis to see if you stand by your beliefs. If you compromise your principles, your respect from others will evaporate. Defend your values and do not allow others to disrespect you. When a problem arises, handle it quickly and don't allow it to linger unresolved. Avoidance of issues only makes things worse and creates more resentment, anger, and frustration. Make eye contact and show respect when you speak to people. Speak with confidence and be sure of yourself. Arrogance or cockiness is not appealing to many, so try not to give off that vibe. Humility, sincerity, and genuineness are respected and valued. Those that are negative and always complaining about something will never get ahead in life. They are extremely draining and must be avoided at all costs. They would rather complain than take action and actually do something about the situation. The role of the victim is not a very good one to play. Many tend to alienate themselves from these type of people. Make sure that you do not fall into this trap and stay optimistic. Take advantage of what life gives you. Sometimes the best hiding spots are in plain sight. Be conscious and aware of opportunities that may be in front of your face. When you find them, act on them if they match your skill set or talent. Success comes faster when you are naturally gifted in a field that you are pursuing. But if you are going to pursue a goal, always remember to be consistent and reliable. The show isn't over. No matter how old you are or how many times you have failed, I want you to understand that the show isn't over. One of my clients told me that he was 46 and he was too old to go back to school and try new things. I replied to him, the average male lives to the age of 76 in the United States, so you have 30 more years to make something happen. If you don't do it for yourself, do it for your family. Playtime is over, and you have adult bills and adult responsibilities. There has to be a sense of urgency because time is flying by. We can make up for our mistakes in the past by working on our future. I used to tell everyone when I was 32 that I was making up for all the mistakes that I made when I was 16. I was living my second 16, and I had the opportunity to learn from my mistakes and make the right choices. Some of us are still living in the past and need to let it go. If you cannot let it go, at least make up for it with your actions today. Do not fail the same tests over and over again. Some would describe that as insanity. We have the ability to move forward and start a new career, develop new goals, and pursue what we want in life. Age should never limit us. If you are seasoned in age, I would say that you are ahead of the game because you have a lifetime of experiences to pull from. You already know what doesn't work. It is your job not to do those things and try something different. In addition, you probably know what you want out of life and what you will accept. You have a better sense of direction than a younger person. Chances are that you have serious responsibilities that cannot be taken lightly. Your sense of urgency is more intense and you are less likely to procrastinate. Time is of importance, and you do not have the patience or tolerate foolishness. You are an asset to the community because you have a deeper understanding of issues and a memory bank that is loaded with information. All you have to do is tap into your mental vault and make withdrawals of experience before you make decisions. Many times you have the ability to predict behavior and foresee the outcome of future events because of your age. This is what makes you great. You are confident because you already know what to expect when placed in certain situations. As I said earlier in this book, confidence is one of the foundations of success. The show isn't over, and you have plenty more life to live. Don't make excuses. Make it happen. Age is nothing but a state of mind, and you have the awesome ability to control it. Change your environment. You have possibly heard the saying, they're a product of their environment. For many, this is true, but there are exceptions to this rule. For the sake of this book, I'm going to suggest that you consider changing your environment. This can do wonders. Several years ago, I worked for a nonprofit where we helped others pay their rent, utilities, and medical expenses. Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, I was around people in financial turmoil. As the months rolled by, I found myself in debt and in a financial crisis. I did not understand how this happened. I made decent money and should have been quite comfortable. I was just as broke as the people I was helping out every day. Why was that? It was because I was around them every day and adapted to their lifestyle. Someone once told me, if you stay in the barbershop long enough, you'll eventually get a haircut. This was so true. After I left that job and moved to an affluent neighborhood, my life changed 180 degrees. Prosperity was attracted to me because I was around it all of the time. I adapted to my surroundings again. I began to take more pride in my appearance and began to think like a rich person. I wanted to look like I belonged, and I made sure that I did what was necessary to keep my status. Basically, I developed habits of the rich. Now, I am working on developing habits of the wealthy. Spend time with those who are smarter, wiser, and more successful than you. Pick their brains for information and develop their habits. This same process happens in prison. After a person has been incarcerated for a significant amount of time, they end up adapting to the prison lifestyle. Birds of a feather flock together. Who are you flocking with? Whoever they are, make sure that they have their stuff together. If you cannot find anyone to hang out with, it's okay to ride solo. Sometimes our friends or associates can be major distractions. Personally, I feel my best when I am alone because I know I can get plenty of work done without distractions. Clothing is important as well. Buy and wear clothes that make you feel successful. It is all about your feelings. Your feelings draw things to you. If you feel successful, you will be successful. People always want to do favors for those that look like they are important. Let's be honest. Judgment from others will always happen. You even judge yourself at times. It is very important you look your best and wear clothes that make you feel good. These good feelings will bring you more success. Predict the future. I bet you are wondering to yourself, how can I predict the future? After hearing the previous chapters in this one, you will recognize that it is very easy to do this. Through experience and observation, you will be able to predict the future behaviors of others. According to Ai-jen Poo, the author of The Age of Dignity, by the year 2030, it is estimated that 20% of the population will be 65 and older. Home care is one of the fastest growing occupations in the U.S. Getting into the business of caregiving and long-term care insurance is an opportunity that you may want to consider if you have the passion for helping others. Many people flood the mall and retail stores the day after Thanksgiving. Why is that? Because it is Black Friday. It is one of the biggest shopping days of the year. On this day, retail stores supposedly offer consumers great deals on merchandise. Millions of people will be camping out at stores before they open in the wee hours of the morning. Black Friday is always in the month of November, so we know that it is probably cold outside. So what can we infer so far? There will be people out in the cold, eager to spend money the day after Thanksgiving. Relatives will be in town, so people will spend time entertaining their guests. If you are a budding entrepreneur, you should ask yourself, what opportunities do I have to capitalize on this day? You could possibly contract with the retail store and provide extra security to control the crazy customers during Black Friday. Or maybe you could provide gift wrapping services or have a hot chocolate stand outside. Or if you are a photographer, you could provide special deals on family photos on websites like Groupon.com. Sometimes it is extremely hard to get all of the families together for a group photo, but this is an ideal day. We also know that movie theaters, restaurants, and malls are going to be packed, so it would be an opportune time to promote new product launches or services. Remember that people are eager to spend money on this day, or any holiday, due to social conditioning. Tax season is also a huge opportunity for businesses. Millions of people have disposable income during the tax season, and many of them cannot resist the urge to spend. This can be a great opportunity for you if you have the right product or service to offer. We have the power to predict many things if we just pay attention to the patterns. When I worked as a server, it was in my best interest to anticipate the customer's needs. If they ordered a burger with fries, I would place their condiments on the table before they asked me for ketchup, mustard, mayo, or steak sauce. I had prepared jokes and answers for customers' comments and questions. I stayed on top of things so I could flip those tables and make more money. Having finally honed anticipation skills is a great trait to have. I know that every time it snows heavily in Atlanta, thousands of people are going to panic and buy everything out of the grocery store because they are not used to dealing with snow. There will also be plenty of car wrecks. On these days, I stay in the house to avoid the drama. Success comes in many forms. Sometimes being successful at avoiding drama can be a huge accomplishment. This may seem small to many, but avoiding traffic is a huge accomplishment for me. I am so relieved when my GPS gives me an alternate route to bypass all traffic. Sometimes we can avoid traumatic relationships if we can tell that the person is not right for us ahead of time. Earlier in this book, I talked about following signs. People give off signs and signals, and it is important that we pay attention to them. There are plenty of other examples I can give, but I don't need to go further. You get the picture. If you pay attention to your surroundings and societal patterns, you can set yourself up for success. Fear. Fear is a dream killer. It is also an emotion that protects us from physical and mental harm. Most people do not go after their dreams and goals because they are trying to protect themselves from mental harm. But are their fears really harmful? You can desensitize yourself from fear if you choose to. We can rise above fear by facing it on a regular basis so it becomes less threatening. Sometimes we fear what we do not understand and become intimidated. This does not have to be the case. We can train our minds to think rationally and our bodies to be calm when faced with fearful situations. Continuous, controlled, safe exposure to fearful situations can desensitize us. Some call this exposure therapy. Earlier in this book, I mentioned the importance of finding your purpose, but some do not want to find their purpose because of fear. Many are scared of finding their purpose because they will have the responsibility to live up to it. Others are simply scared of achieving success. There are instances where students will dumb themselves down in school so that their peers will feel comfortable around them. Is this what we really want? Living in fear is a mental prison that is extremely destructive to our progress as human beings. As a society, we have been conditioned to fear certain things. That's why many women are scared of bugs and the majority of men are not. It is socially acceptable for a woman to be afraid of bugs and other wonderful critters. Many women have been conditioned to be afraid of bugs due to the behavior modeled by their mothers or other women. Many men have been conditioned to be fearless when it comes to bugs due to the modeling of their fathers or other male figures. This is also combined with the positive reinforcement given from women for removing the bug from the premises. Men are thanked and praised for getting rid of the bugs, and the dynamic of bug removal has been created. If a guy is frightened by bugs, he may be viewed by many in a negative light due to social conditioning. Earlier, I discussed training like a boxer. We can be conditioned or trained to handle many things. Social conditioning is no different. Many of us are conditioned to be fearful and don't even realize it. You do not have to be manipulated by the influence of fear. If you are, others will use it against you. Sometimes I embarrass myself on purpose to practice facing my fear. Some may think it is silly, but I don't care. I put myself in situations that could potentially lead to my embarrassment. I am willing to look like a fool in front of others. This creates a shift in my perception. The feeling of embarrassment evaporates because I'm continuously facing my fears. I am doing this for my development and conducting social experiments to improve my life. The long-term benefit outweighs the short-term laughter. Sometimes people let opportunities pass them by because they are scared of embarrassment or rejection. If I am faced with an opportunity that requires courage and can positively change my life, I will act on it. Sometimes one has to risk looking like a fool to get ahead in life. You have to be willing to face rejection. But looking stupid and facing rejection won't matter if you have mastered your mind. Practice facing your fears. Approach a total stranger and try to get their number in front of their friends. Who cares if you mess up or look stupid? Have fun with it. You don't know them and they don't know you. Turn it into a game. If you fail, so what? It is a lesson. Hope. Working to survive and get by is not good enough. You have to fight for your dream and be aggressive. All of this is initiated by hope. If you strip a person of their hope, they have nothing to live for. Hope is stronger than fear. If you have hope, you will fight for what you believe in. Imagine how this world would be if you stripped it of hope. It would be an extremely miserable place. Now imagine this world without fear. People would be running wild in the streets and there would be mayhem. Fear protects us from unnecessary harm, but it should not consume us. Our hope should outweigh our fear. Imagine that you are taking a test that you know all of the answers to, and a huge, hungry lion is in front of you, chained to a pole, growling at you and licking its chops. How will you do on this test? Will you be able to focus and get all of your answers right? Probably not. This is how fear can stop you from accomplishing your goals. You know all of the answers on this test, but fear can get in the way of your success. This happens every day. The only difference is there is no lion. The lion is replaced by something else. Get over your fear so that you can pass your test and move to the next level. You have to hope for more and not settle for anything less than what you are capable of doing. Work toward achieving your potential and fight for what you believe in. You have the ability to achieve as long as you continue dreaming. There are dream killers out there, and you have to attack them with your confidence. Break their spirit with your passion and enthusiasm. Tell them to go mess with somebody else because they are dealing with someone who is more than a survivor. You are a conqueror, and you do not tolerate pessimism or negativity in your presence. Fight for what you believe in and don't be afraid. What would it feel like to leave this life satisfied? Close your eyes and imagine how that would feel right now. I guarantee if you leave this life satisfied, you will be thankful that you chose to be brave. Satisfaction comes to those who go out and get it. No one is going to give you anything unless you put yourself in the position to get it. Having hope is great, but you have to have actions behind it to achieve what you want. Put yourself in a confident and productive state of mind and achieve your breakthrough. Nothing can stop you because you have the will and power to move forward and fight, dream, hope, and work for your success. Happiness is around the corner and waiting for you to come and get it. All you have to do is attach hope with positive, consistent action, and you will find what you are looking for. You will live what other people dream about, but make sure that after you achieve success, you put your hand back and lift someone else up. Be a guide, a mentor, and a help to someone else. We do not achieve success without help from others. Always remember that. Remember who you are and where you came from. Encourage others to chase their happiness because once they do that, everything else will come. Chase your happiness until you are out of breath. And if you cannot breathe anymore, find someone else to do the breathing for you. If you cannot find a way, make a way. Do not leave this life saying, would have, could have, should have. Save money. It is extremely important to save your money. So many people blow their cash during seasons of overflow. When seasons of famine hit, they regret their previous spending habits. If you are in the military, make sure that you save your money. Don't get caught up going on spending sprees and blowing money in the clubs. I have friends and family that were in the military. Now that they are out, they feel remorse for their actions. If you are in college, do not go on shopping sprees after you get your refund check. Use that money for rent and school supplies. Likewise, don't go crazy in the mall after you get your paycheck. Remember that you are a student and you should live modestly. This is especially true if the refund check results from a student loan. Remember that you will have to pay that money back with interest. Time flies, and soon you will have to pay back those loans. Try to save at least 10% of your gross earnings. Create savings goals for yourself and buy books on financial planning and investing. Do things that will allow your money to work for you. List your daily expenses, find out where your money goes, and then make the necessary adjustments. Remember that purchases that depreciate in value are not good investments. Pay yourself before you pay your bills. Get in the habit of saving. Don't lend money that you cannot afford to lose. You do not want it to be a big deal if you do not receive your money back. This will help to prevent any misunderstandings and ruin relationships over money. Know the difference between a want and a need. A want is something you want to have. It may be something frivolous or superficial. A need is something you absolutely must have to survive. Be sure to take care of the needs first. The wants can wait. Plenty of money is wasted on wants. Remember that you need to invest in your future. Your actions today will determine whether you will have to work well into your 70s, which I'm sure no one wants to do. If saving is hard for you, have a portion of your money automatically drafted into a savings account on a bi-weekly or monthly basis. I don't know about you, but I don't miss money that I never see. Hopefully, you won't either. If you are working on a project, make sure that things are done right the first time, even if you have to pay extra money for quality. In other words, don't be cheap. Sometimes you end up wasting more time and money when you cut corners. I know this from firsthand experience. I was once working on a big project, and in an effort to save money, I hired a certain graphic designer simply because he offered to do the work at a low rate. Well, as the saying goes, I got what I paid for. The designer lacked professionalism, and he did not meet the deadline we established. Plus, the quality of the work was poor. In the end, my time and money was wasted, and I had to pay a new designer even more money to get the job done. Don't make the same mistake. Pay for quality and peace of mind. Be sure to put away your cash and save. Have at least 6 months of living expenses saved up just in case you lose your job or business slows down. I don't care if you start by saving $5 a week. It's a start. After you develop momentum, saving will become easier. Also, have an emergency fund prepared just in case. In the end, I want you to have a system and be in the habit of saving money. I want you to be in the wealth preservation business and try to save as much money as you can. Wealth preservation is self-preservation. I hear people say, "What's the big deal? You can't take it with you when you die." My response to that is, you must be planning to die soon because the people who save money have the means to take care of themselves in the later years of their life. A human's first instinct is to survive. Why deal with stress and high blood pressure over financial issues when we can prevent it by making smart choices? I began this book by talking about choices, and I will end this book talking about choices. You have the choice to do what is right for your life. It is all up to you. We are the result of the choices we made in the past. The difference between people who are successful and those that are not are their choices. It will always be this way. Belief and self-image. This has to be one of the most important chapters in this book. If you do all the activities in this book and understand the concepts presented but fail to believe in yourself, this will be a waste of your time. You have to believe that you can accomplish anything that you are trying to achieve. This is the link in the chain that many people miss. They go after their goals, but secretly believe that they will not achieve them. They are lukewarm and passive instead of being on fire and aggressive. They lack confidence and continue to second-guess themselves due to fear and a damaged self-image. Self-image is extremely important. If a man sees a woman that he is interested in dating, and physically she is rated a 10 and he is a 5, the likelihood of him approaching her is slim to none. His tendency will be to approach women that are closer to his physical rating of 5. But if he feels like a 10 internally and has great self-esteem, he will not have a problem approaching the woman. I have talked to many women who people would consider 10s physically and noticed that their self-image was low. Because of their education level, family, and abuse history, they ranked themselves as a 4 or below. They limited their options based on their skewed self-image and involved themselves in relationships with people who were 4s and below ethically, morally, physically, and spiritually. From the outside looking in, I used to ask myself, what do they see in those guys? They could do way better, but they never will until their self-image improves. Have you ever worked with an overworked, underpaid, and underappreciated coworker who was reliable, talented, and possessed a strong work ethic? Did you ever wonder why they accepted poor treatment from their employer? In many instances, people accept this treatment as a result of their poor self-image. They do not feel that they truly deserve better and do not know their worth or true value. This applies to personal and professional relationships as well. The majority of people do not have the faith to apply for a job that is paying $100,000 a year if they are currently making $30,000 a year. Being hired for a job that pays $100,000 a year is not believable for them. Why? Because they don't believe that they are worth $100,000 per year. Therefore, they will not submit a resume if the opportunity is presented. They will question themselves and allow doubt to fill their awareness. Their self-image or programming cannot accept a $100,000 a year salary, thus they will apply for a job that pays $35,000 or $40,000 a year because it doesn't take a lot of faith to believe this. But the ability to earn $100,000 per year is out of the question in their minds. Why do they think this way? It is because of their self-image and belief system. They are allowing the programming of their past to affect their future. In essence, they are allowing the beliefs of their family, friends, teachers, co-workers, and employers to infiltrate their psyche and influence their self-image or believability scale. You would be surprised by the number of people that do not achieve happiness because they fail to change their self-image. Some people say they want a new car, but they are too scared to visit the car lot and check the price. The sad reality is, some of them can afford it, but they assume their way out of their dream with negativity and fear. Don't let this happen to you. I want you to know that you are valuable and worthy. You have to believe in yourself and believe that you can achieve your dreams. So how do you improve your self-image? You start by believing in yourself and determining what your true value is. Then you work on improving your value through education, working out, changing environments, and associating yourself with people of higher value. I also recommend changing your self-talk. Think positively instead of negatively and appreciate what you do have. Repetitively tell yourself that your dreams are possible and start looking for opportunities. Do positive things that you enjoy and stimulate your mind. Your daily goal is to feel good, be happy, and always put yourself in a position to where you perform masterfully. On a daily basis, I want you to visualize yourself achieving your dream on a huge movie theater screen. Make this experience as vivid and emotionally compelling as possible. You should be able to describe what everything smells like, looks like, and feels like. You need to be emotionally involved during this visualization process. I highly recommend that you have a graphic designer make a customized vision board for you. The vision board will include your picture and lifelike photoshopped images that create a scene of you accomplishing your dream. Put this on your wall and look at it every day, or have it saved as a screensaver on your cell phone. Another option is to watch subliminal messages or go to a hypnotherapist to assist you with changing your negative programming. I cannot sugarcoat this process. This is going to take work because you are competing with years of negative programming. Many people know this stuff, but choose not to do it because it requires work, discipline, time, and belief. This is a daily, repetitive process that is designed to reprogram you to be optimistic, secure, and confident. Are you willing to pay this price? Many people believe in the law of attraction, and I do as well, but I believe in the law of action. Without action, there is no reaction. For you to achieve success, you need to take action to get a reaction. You cannot just believe, you have to do something about it. The choice is yours. Steps to success. Now that you have the tools for success, where do you go from here? The first thing that you have to do is get moving. Here are the steps that you need to take. 1. Change your life by changing your mind. 2. Find your purpose through curiosity, exposure, and self-evaluation. 3. Master your mind by mastering your emotions and developing confidence. 4. Write down your goals and develop a plan to put your purpose into action. 5. Create a prevention plan to stop yourself from returning to negative habits. 6. Get the energy that you need to be successful. 7. Increase your odds of success by finding your niche and getting a specialization. 8. Train like a boxer by doing the work and conditioning yourself for success. 9. Pass your personal tests so that you will be promoted to the next level. 10. Save time and give your life direction by following the signs. 11. Build on your progress and develop momentum. 12. Practice delayed gratification and patience. 13. Use common sense and do your research so you won't fall for traps. 14. Play the game. Be offensive, not defensive. 15. Never get comfortable. 16. Protect your reputation by being consistent and reliable. 17. Age is a state of mind. Use it to your advantage. 18. Change your environment. 19. Anticipate behavior through observation and trends. 20. Rise above fear by desensitizing yourself to it. Hope for more and live the life people dream about. 21. Accept that success is possible for you as long as you put in the work and believe in yourself. 22. Save money and practice wealth preservation. 23. Stop watching programming that makes you fearful or creates self-doubt. 24. Change your passwords into affirmations. 25. Love plus belief in yourself plus natural talent or ability plus focus plus action equals success. Love what you are doing and fully believe in yourself. Have the natural talent or the ability to achieve what you want. Put 100% of your focus on the goal. Take action, develop momentum, and never give up. This has been How to Be Successful with or Without a College Degree, written by Derek Collins, narrated by Gabriel Patillo, copyright 2013 by Derek Collins, production copyright by Derek Collins. If you are interested in learning more about Derek Collins and his books and programs, visit www.thediversioncenter.com or email his office at info@thediversioncenter.com.